Welcome back to Chasing Masculinity, the podcast where we explore what it means to live as men with purpose, integrity, and strength in a world that often measures worth in all the wrong ways. I'm your host, Colton Wutzke, and I'm honored to have you join me today as we dive into Rule 12 from my 24 Rules of Masculinity. Results are not the only measure of a man, but you cannot reach success without results. How often do we measure our lives or the lives of others by what we achieve? It's all around us, from promotions at work to trophies on a shelf. Results are the metrics by which the world defines success. We live in a result-driven society. It's almost impossible to escape. But here's the thing, while results are undeniably important, they are not the full measure of a man's worth. I've wrestled with this idea myself. There was a time when I believed that my value was tied solely to my achievements, whether it was hitting a certain milestone in my career or proving my abilities to others. And, well, those moments of accomplishment felt good, they were fleeting. I realized that chasing results without understanding their purpose left me feeling empty, like I was always one step behind. Today, I want to challenge that notion. Yes, results are crucial. They're the building blocks of success, and they give us a tangible way to track our growth. But they're not the whole picture. The true measure of a man lies in balancing results with something deeper. Qualities like integrity, resilience, and the willingness to grow. In this episode, we're going to explore how to find that balance. We'll talk about the role results play in defining success and how they shape not just how we see ourselves, but how others perceive us. We'll also dig into the dangers of chasing results blindly and the importance of building character traits that outlast any achievement. So, whether you're someone who's working towards a big goal or someone who's wondering if your results are enough, this episode is for you. Let's unpack what it really means to be a man whose worth goes beyond measurable outcomes and into the realm of lasting impact. Let's start by talking about the role results play in achieving success. Whether it's in your career, your personal life, or your relationships, results matter. They're like checkpoints on your journey, letting you know that you're moving in the right direction. Without results, it's hard to measure progress or even know if you're on the right track. Think about it. In your professional life, results might look like meeting project deadlines, landing a big deal, earning a promotion. In fitness, it could be improving your mile time, hitting a new personal best in the gym, or simply sticking to your workout routine consistently. For students, results are often tied to grades or test scores, clear indicators of understanding and growth. These tangible outcomes provide evidence that your effort is paying off. Results don't just show where you are, they also motivate you to keep going. Let's take that fitness example. Imagine you've been running regularly for weeks and one day you clock your fastest mile time yet. That sense of accomplishment is powerful. It reinforces the effort you've put in and pushes you to aim higher. The same principle applies in any area of life. Results fuel momentum. They give you something to celebrate, something to build on, and something to strive for. Personally, I've experienced this dynamic countless times. One instance really stands out. It's when my wife and I were buying our first house in a new state. At the start, the whole process felt completely overwhelming. Between navigating the endless options of houses, figuring out our finances, and tackling the steps of the home buying process, we weren't even sure where to begin. It was chaos. Exciting, yes, but chaos nonetheless. The way we wrangled all of that chaos into something manageable was by, in a typical engineering fashion, creating a spreadsheet. We listed out our wants and needs for a home, which helped us narrow down the seemingly endless options into something a little bit more realistic. That spreadsheet became our compass, guiding us towards the homes that truly aligned with what we were looking for. From there, we worked with our realtor to create tangible, step-by-step to-do lists of everything we needed to accomplish to move forward: financing, inspections, appraisals, and all that paperwork. It was broken down into smaller, actionable tasks. Each time we checked off an item, it felt like we were hitting a little baby milestone, bringing us one step closer to our goal. And you know what? The list actually got easier and less daunting as we progressed. By focusing on one task at a time, we built momentum. What had initially felt like an overwhelming and impossible journey transformed into a clear path forward. Finally, we reached that moment when we could say we officially own a home. Looking back, each checked box on that list wasn't just a completed task, it was a marker of progress. It reminded us that even though the finish line seemed far away at the start, we were steadily moving towards it. That experience taught me how powerful it is to break those big, intimidating goals into smaller, achievable steps. It's a lesson that applies to so much more than just buying a house. It's a strategy for tackling life's challenges head-on, one milestone at a time. So, yes, results are critical. They provide clarity. They help us see where we are and where we need to go. Without them, it's really easy just to lose focus, feel directionless, or even question if your efforts are worth it. Tangible outcomes anchor us in reality and remind us that progress, no matter how small, is always worth celebrating. But as important as results are, they cannot stand alone. They're only one part of an equation when it comes to defining success. As we continue this conversation, we're going to explore how to balance these measurable outcomes with deeper qualities that truly define a man's worth. All right, now let's dive into something that hits a bit closer to home: how the results we achieve define not only how we see ourselves, but also how others perceive us. Think about the last time you introduced yourself to someone new. Chances are a lot of what you said focused on your results. Maybe it was your job. I work as an engineer at Boeing. Or maybe it was a personal accomplishment. I just ran my fastest mile ever. Whatever it is, those results serve as a snapshot of who you are, or at least who you want to be seen as. Personally, I've noticed how often results become the foundation for how we define ourselves. I remember when my wife and I were able to say, yeah, we're finally homeowners. That wasn't just a statement about buying a house. It kind of felt like a reflection of all of that hard work, determination, and all those milestones we had to achieve along the way. That one result didn't just say something about what we've done, it said something about who we were. And this goes beyond personal introductions. Look at the legacies of successful individuals. Think about how someone like Michael Jordan is defined. Sure, we can talk about his leadership qualities, his mindset, or his work ethic, but at the end of the day, it's the results that stand out. 6 NBA championships, 5 MVP awards, and countless game-winning shots. All those tangible achievements are the building blocks of his legacy and how the world remembers him. It's not just about fame or accolades, though. Results shape how you're perceived in smaller, everyday ways. If you're the guy who always hits his deadlines at work, people will start to see you as reliable and capable. If you're the friend who always shows up to help when needed, you're defined by that consistency and care. Results, whether big or small, shape the reputation you carry with you. Results don't just define you externally, though, they also shape your internal identity. When you achieve something meaningful, it changes how you see yourself. It builds confidence, reinforces your values, and gives you the motivation to keep pushing forward. Results aren't just boxes you check off a list. They're a reflection of who you are, the effort you've put in, and the kind of legacy you're building. As we move forward in this episode, I want you to think about the results you've achieved so far. How do they define you, both to yourself and to those around you? And perhaps more importantly, are they aligned with the person you want to become? Whether we like it or not, the world around us evaluates us based on the results that we achieve. Think about it. When you meet someone for the first time, it's common for the conversation to quickly shift to what they do, what they've accomplished, or what their goals are. It's a natural part of human interaction. We use the results as a way to gauge each other's work ethic, ambition, and values. Let me explain this a little bit further. Imagine a doctor and a janitor. Society often measures these individuals differently based on their roles and accomplishments. A doctor might be viewed with respect because of the years of education and skill required to practice medicine. But what if that doctor is known for barely graduating medical school and lacks empathy for his patients? Well, the janitor is recognized for his extraordinary work ethic, a positive attitude, and his ability to uplift everyone around him. In cases like this, the results, the career titles, don't tell the full story. The character behind the work and the effort put into it often carry just as much weight as the titles themselves. The janitor's dedication and reliability shine just as brightly as the doctor's achievements, even if society's initial judgments might not reflect that. It's easy to fall into the trap of defining yourself solely based on how others see you. But if you base your worth entirely on external perceptions, you might find yourself chasing results that don't align with who you are or what you value. This is why it's crucial to balance external measures with internal reflection. One of the best ways to find this balance is to seek honest feedback from people who matter most, your close friends, family, and mentors. These are the people who know you beyond the surface level accomplishments. They can offer a perspective that's both encouraging and constructive. I once asked my wife what she thought about my work-life balance. Let me tell you, that conversation was eye-opening. While I thought I was managing things well, she pointed out areas where I was letting stress spill over into our home life. Her feedback didn't just help me improve in that area, it also showed me how much she values my presence and intentionality, something I might not have realized without that conversation. This kind of honest feedback is invaluable. It helps you see yourself through the eyes of those who matter most and keeps you grounded in what truly defines success. It also keeps you from falling into any of the extremes of either overestimating your worth or undervaluing your own contributions. Ask someone you trust to give you their perspective on how they measure you. This isn't about fishing for compliments or criticism. It's about gaining insight into the kind of man you're perceived to be and how you can grow. Now that we've explored how results shape both self-perception and external judgment, let's talk about how to actively achieve success through results. This isn't about just working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about setting those clear goals and aligning those goals with your personal definition of success. Achieving meaningful results starts with clarity. You cannot hit a target if you don't know what you're aiming for. That's why setting specific and attainable goals is so important. It gives you a clear roadmap and helps you measure your progress along the way. One of the best tools for creating structured goals is the SMART framework. You might have heard of it before, but let's break it down briefly. Specific. Your goal should be clear and well-defined. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, say, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months by exercising 3 times a week and eating a balanced diet. Measurable. Include criteria to track your progress. In the example above, losing 10 pounds and working out 3 times a week are measurable outcomes. Achievable. Be realistic about what you can accomplish. Setting goals that are too far out of reach can lead to frustration and burnout. Relevant. Your goals should align with your broader aspirations. If your ultimate aim is to improve your overall health, make sure that your goal directly supports that. The last is time-bound. Set a deadline. Deadlines create urgency and help you stay focused. Using this framework makes your goals tangible and actionable. You're no longer staring at a vague idea of success, you have a clear path to follow. Success isn't a one-size-fits-all. What's meaningful to one person might not resonate with another. That's why it's crucial to align your goals and results with your own definition of success. For me, success isn't just about professional achievements or financial milestones. It's about providing for my family, maintaining strong relationships, and living a life rooted in faith and integrity. If I were to chase someone else's version of success, I'd probably achieve results that feel hollow or unfulfilling. So please take a moment to think about your own definition of success. Is it about advancing in your career, building a strong family foundation, growing spiritually or emotionally? Whatever it is, your goals and the results you strive for should reflect these deeper values. When you align your results with your personal vision of success, something powerful happens. Every milestone, no matter how small, feels significant because it's tied to your purpose. It's not just about checking boxes, it's about creating a life that feels meaningful and aligned with who you are. You've heard me say before that you should have at least 2, but no more than 5 goals, depending on who you are and what you are capable of achieving, just to keep things manageable. Your definitions of success should somewhat mirror these goals. I personally have 5 goals that I have outlined that I am reaching for, and I have 7 visions of success. These are things that are less empirically tracked like my goals, but are bigger picture ideas of how I would view myself as a successful man chasing masculinity. Let me share a quick example. When I started this podcast, my goal wasn't just to rack up downloads or followers, it was to create a space where men could come together to learn, grow, and challenge themselves. So when you think about your own goals, remember this. Success is about more than just achieving results. It's about achieving the right results, the ones that align with your values and purpose. As we've discussed, results are undeniably important. They're the markers of progress and achievement, but there's a trap we can fall into if we're not careful, chasing results blindly. When we focus solely on that outcome, we risk losing sight of the journey, and that can lead to burnout, disappointment, and even a sense of emptiness when we achieve those results. This ties back to Rule 8 from my 24 Rules of Masculinity. Hard work with the expectation of high reward will only lead to disappointment. Chasing results without understanding the difference between results and rewards can set us up for frustration. Results are the measurable milestones we achieve along the way. Things like hitting a weight loss goal, getting a promotion, or closing a deal. Rewards, on the other hand, are often subjective and intangible. They are the feelings of satisfaction, pride, or contentment we hope to experience as a result of our efforts. The reward isn't guaranteed even when the results are. You might work tirelessly to achieve a goal only to find out that it doesn't bring you the sense of fulfillment that you were hoping for. This is why it's so important to balance your pursuit of results with a focus on the process and personal growth. A few years ago, I poured thousands of hours into a startup I was passionate about. I dedicated myself to every aspect of the work, ensuring each task was completed ahead of schedule, exceeded expectations, and met the goals I had set. On paper, everything was perfect. I hit every milestone and delivered everything I set out to achieve. But in the end, the startup never got off the ground. Despite all that effort and what I thought was flawless execution, the results did not lead up to the success I had envisioned. Instead of feeling accomplished, I was left drained, questioning all of that time and energy I had personally invested, and wrestling with the disappointment of an outcome I couldn't control. What I learned from that experience was that results, while important, are only a part of the equation. The process matters just as much, if not more. It's in the process that we grow, learn, and develop resilience. When we obsess over results to the exclusion of everything else, we miss the lessons that setbacks and challenges can teach us. That's why I encourage you to focus on the journey. Set goals, strive for results, but don't make them the sole measure of your worth. Embrace that process, the daily grind, the small wins, and even the failures. These are the moments where real growth happens. My favorite analogy of this is, think of an athlete training for a marathon. Yes, crossing the finish line is the result, but the real transformation happens during the months of preparation. The early morning runs, the days when they push through exhaustion, and even the times when they don't hit their pace but keep going anyway. These moments build discipline, resilience, and character. And let's not forget about setbacks. They're not failures, they're opportunities to learn. When you don't hit a goal or fall short of a result, take a step back and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust and improve for next time? Focusing on the process doesn't mean abandoning results. It means embracing a healthier, more balanced approach to achieving them. When you value growth over perfection, you'll find that the journey becomes just as rewarding as the destination. While results are important and can drive progress, they're not the full picture. The character traits you cultivate, your integrity, empathy, resilience, these are the things that truly define a man and leave a lasting impact. Results can fade over time. The accolades, promotions, or records we set eventually just become lines on a resume or stories from the past. But the kind of person you are, the way you treat others, the way you handle adversity, and the way you carry yourself in both success and failure, that's what sticks with people. That's the part of your legacy that truly endures. Think about someone in your life who has inspired you, not because of what they've achieved, but because of who they are. Maybe it's a teacher who saw potential in you when others didn't. They may not have had a long list of awards or public recognition, but their compassion, patience, and belief in you left a permanent mark. Or consider passionate leaders throughout history. Take someone like Fred Rogers. Yes, Mr. Rogers. He didn't revolutionize industries or lead military campaigns. His legacy was built on kindness, understanding, and an unwavering commitment to help children feel valued and loved. That's the kind of impact that transcends measurable achievements. It's stories like these that remind us that the man we are, our integrity, our empathy, our ability to persevere through challenges carries more weight than any title or trophy ever could. Now, again, don't get me wrong, results matter. They play a role in defining success. But if you focus solely on the tangible achievements without developing strong, positive character traits, you risk living a life that feels hollow. The real magic happens when you strike a balance between results and the values that guide you. Let's look at the workplace as an example. A manager who hits every performance goal but treats their team poorly will be remembered for their lack of empathy, not their results. On the other hand, a team leader who empowers their team, celebrates their wins, and stands by them in tough times creates a lasting legacy that goes beyond quarterly metrics. The same applies to our personal lives. Being known as someone who is honest, reliable, and supportive will always outweigh being the person who simply accomplished the most. At the end of the day, it's not about how many trophies you have, it's about the relationships you've built and the positive impact you've made on the people around you. As you think about the role results play in your life, I challenge you to consider the man you want to be remembered as. Are you prioritizing character as much as you're chasing goals? Are you balancing what you achieve with how you achieve it? By focusing on building integrity, empathy, and resilience while still striving for results, you create a life of balance. One where success isn't just measured in achievements, but also in the strength of your character. And that is the kind of success that truly matters. Let's talk about how you can live in alignment with Rule 12 while keeping what really matters at the forefront. It's time to put this principle into action. How do we take the balance of results and character and apply it to our daily lives? Let's break it down into 4 actionable steps that you can start implementing today. Step 1 is to identify role models. The first step is to think about the people you admire. Who are the men you look up to, and what makes their lives stand out to you? Is it their professional achievements, the way they lead their families, or the integrity they bring to every interaction? Spend some time reflecting on the balance these role models strike between tangible results and the qualitative traits we've discussed today, like integrity, empathy, or resilience. For me, I think about men like my father, who taught me the value of hard work and dedication, or public figures who have achieved great success while remaining humble and grounded. Look for the common thread that ties their achievements to their character, and consider how you can emulate those qualities in your own life. Your role models don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. But understanding how they balance their accomplishments with their values can provide a roadmap for your own journey. Step 2 is the self-description exercise. I want you to think about how you would describe yourself. If someone asked you, "Who are you?" what would you say in 30 seconds? Would you focus solely on your job title, your personal achievements, or the roles you play in life? Or would it reflect a balance between what you've accomplished and who you are as a person? Take some time this week to craft a short description of yourself. Highlight the results you've achieved, whether that's a recent promotion, a personal best in fitness, or a skill you've mastered, but also include the results you're pursuing and the values that guide you. This exercise isn't just about sounding impressive. It's about gaining clarity on how you see yourself and how you're striving to grow. Write it down, refine it, and use it as a reminder of the man you want to be. Step 3 is to seek feedback. Reach out to the people you know best, your closest friends, your family, or your spouse. Ask them for honest feedback. How do they perceive you as a man? What do they see as your strengths, and where do they think you have room to grow? This step requires humility, but the insights you'll gain are invaluable. Sometimes we get so caught up in our own perspective that we miss the bigger picture. Trusted feedback can help you see yourself more clearly and refine both your goals and your approach to achieving them. Remember, this isn't about seeking validation or criticism, it's about learning and growing. Use their feedback as a tool to align your actions with your vision of success. Step 4 is to set goals. Think about 1 to 3 specific results you want to achieve that align with your vision of success. Maybe it's landing a promotion, building deeper connections with your family, or hitting that personal milestone like squat or bench. Once you've identified these results, break them down into actionable steps using the SMART framework we discussed earlier. Make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Create a plan that includes clear milestones and hold yourself accountable along the way. As you work towards these goals, don't lose insight of the bigger picture. Align your efforts with your values, and remember that the process of growth is just as important as the results you achieve. By identifying role models, crafting a self-description, seeking feedback, and setting actionable goals, you are taking tangible steps towards success while staying true to your character. Remember, results are important, but they're only a part of that equation. It's who you become in the process that truly defines you. As we wrap up today's episode, let's take a moment to reflect on Rule 12. Results are not the only measure of a man, but you cannot reach success without results. First and foremost, results matter. They're the milestones that mark our progress and help us achieve the success we strive for. Whether it's personal, professional, or spiritual growth, tangible outcomes give us a sense of accomplishment and drive us to keep moving forward. But results alone don't define us. True success is about balancing those tangible outcomes with the development of character traits like integrity, empathy, and resilience. It's not about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process that truly measures your worth as a man. Identify one area in your life where you can pursue meaningful results. Maybe it's a professional goal you've been procrastinating on, a relationship that could use some attention, or a personal milestone you've been wanting to achieve. Take one step toward that goal this week, but do it with intention. As you work toward that result, focus on cultivating integrity and resilience in the process. Think about how your actions align with your values and how you're growing as a person. Remember that the journey matters just as much as the destination. Thank you for joining me today on Chasing Masculinity. I hope today's conversation has inspired you to reflect on how you define success and how you're balancing results with personal growth and character development. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe and leave a review. It really helps the podcast reach more people. Share this episode with a friend or someone who might really benefit from these insights, and let's continue building a community of men dedicated to purpose, integrity, and growth. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so connect with me on social media. You can find me on X and Instagram at Mr. Wutzke. Let's keep the conversation going, and together we'll redefine what it means to be successful. Until next time, stay focused, stay true to your values, and keep chasing.